Hello, everybody. My name is James Parker, and I'm one of the ministers here at New Life. As many of you know, I used to be a chef in my old life, and I specialized in creating things out of fruit and vegetables. I recently realized that I know more about fruit and vegetable than probably most people should. And the reason is I used to dissect them and pick them apart and kind of analyze them to see what I could learn about them and maybe use those characteristics of that fruit or vegetable to be a better sculptor. So a simple example of this is a watermelon. Watermelon has three different colors. Most of us probably recognize that, but don't really think about it. And as a sculptor, we do. So I want to show you a picture here of a watermelon that my friend Jimmy made. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, in this, you can see how he used three different colors: the rind, the dark green of the rind, the white inner part of the watermelon, and the red, the part we eat. And it just comes out beautifully. Next one is a picture of my friend Ray and some of his sculptures. And here's one of my friend Eric and some of one of his special watermelons. And here's a picture of me with one of my carvings. Now, I will show you two more pictures. Can you tell which one of us did those carvings? Probably not, right? But for most people in our business, we all know each other's style of carvings. In other words, you might say we all know each other by our fruits. Yes, I just went there. Matthew 7:17 through 20 says, "In the same way, every good tree produces good fruit, but a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, neither can a bad tree produce good fruit. Every tree that doesn't produce good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So you'll recognize them by their fruit." In the same way that fruit sculptors are known by the style of their carvings, we as Christians are also known by the way we live. In fact, if we don't bear good fruit, according to the scriptures, we're pretty much useless and only good for burning. Did you know that the number one apologetic in the New Testament was when outsiders saw believers loving each other in such a way that they wanted to be a part of that community. They wanted some of that. So, do we as Christians today, do we show that we truly believe what we say we believe by the fruit we bear? This fruit is the outward manifestation of our faith. So what does it say about us when we don't bear fruit? That was a real punch in the gut for me. I realized that I didn't even know what the fruit of the Spirit were. I've read the passage several times, but I didn't know them. So if I'm to model these characteristics to display my faith to others and use them as a lens through which I look at life, and it was to be the result of how I look and behave, then why don't I even know them? Here's what Galatians 5:22 says. "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control." Okay, so now I have it memorized, and I'm going to prove it to you. So I'm going to look away. It's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. And how I did that was I went 4, 4, and 1. So 4, if you remember, love, joy, peace, patience. Love, joy, peace, patience. Say it over and over again. And then the next 4 are nesses: kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness. And then you have self-control. So that's how I memorized them. Okay, so how does the fruit of the Spirit play out in a day-to-day life? So I'm ashamed to say that when I was going to my daughter's volleyball game the other day, and I'm sure many of us have different sports that we take our kids to, so maybe you can relate to this. I found myself over years, when I sit in the bleachers and watch, I might criticize a coach's decision, a ref's bad call, and even all the kids who play, like, oh, they could have done that better, or why did they do that, or what are they thinking about? And so this time I went and I said, okay, I'm going to have the fruit of the Spirit in mind. And with that in mind, I kind of just kept quiet. And all the criticisms still were going on in my head. I just didn't say it out loud. And as I was listening to myself, I got tired of listening to my own complaining and criticizing. And I thought to myself, I have to listen to, or I have to, when I say this out loud to my wife sitting next to me or others that might hear around me, how horrible it must be to sit there and listen to me. And so that taught me a new thing. And just when I go out, I want to be different. I want people to see me as I say I believe, and not see me as I am deep inside, and that is a sinful person. So I just had this thought. Eternity has already started, and that's now in this life. We have to start practicing what we say we believe now, because it will attract other people to believe in what we believe, in the King that we believe in, rather than just go through life kind of just hanging on and just going through the motions. We have to have a real intentionality here. The command to love your neighbor is not just a request to be nicer. It's an actual command from our King. And if he's our King, are we following him and his orders? Okay? So every single day, we have tons of opportunities to display our faith and practice producing fruit of the Spirit. This is how we become more spiritually mature and more Christ-like. And that is our goal, isn't it? So let's go out there and take these opportunities and do that. I want to encourage every one of you to go out there and start being more fruity. The world needs Jesus, and you are his messengers. Let's not forget who we are. You all have a great day.